So here's what my scooter looked like. You can see the light that I'm talking about. This is just tape. When you actually press the brake, there's nothing that lights up. Here's the charging port, and this thing just comes off as you're riding scooters. You have to make sure you close it so no debris gets stuck in there. Not a big deal, but I would recommend checking it every once in a while to make sure you know if it's raining or there's a lot of dirt that's not open. Nothing under the scooters particularly. As I mentioned, I wished it had a kickstand because you can see I put it there behind my sofa, but I would much rather have a kickstand so I can just put it up instead of having to have it lean against the sofa. And when I fold it, the wheels, they don't lock into place, so it still moves around, and it's not, unless you lay it on the side, there's not much of a balance there. Here's what the handlebars look like, pretty sturdy. Here's the handbrake, and this is the bell. One of the concerns I had was that this is too close, and I just don't know if I'm comfortable with having this too close, because sometimes when I'm trying to push the brake, I can accidentally, if my hand gets stuck here, I can accidentally push the brake as well. And if you do push it really hard, it does come to a sudden stop, so it does get a little bit scary, so got to be careful with that. And then here's the display. I did ride it yesterday for about, I believe, 1 or 2 miles maybe, and the battery, I charged it before and the battery looks pretty full afterwards. So I wasn't looking for a long commute. Like, I'm not gonna ride it for 10 miles or 11 miles. I just wanted to get to the metro and back. So it does the job for me pretty good. But that's the display. You just press this button to turn it on and off, and then here's the accelerator. The front tire, the tires are solid, so if you go through any minor potholes or the pavements are not even, you don't have to worry about that. This is the latch that I'm talking about in my review. You really do have to push it down for it to fold, and I just, like, I've gotten hit in the head with the with the handlebar a few times as I was trying to fold it. It had the metro station, so I just know, I don't know how you could fix that. Obviously you need something strong so it just doesn't come undone on its own, but I just wasn't satisfied with how hard it was for me to push down this little latch. A closer view of the tires. Here's what they look like. This surface is pretty sharp, so I wouldn't recommend running your hand on it like I was doing. So it kind of feels like that nail buffer kind of material, but you're putting your feet on it, so it's good. It gives a good surface where your feet to be on. It's not slippery at all. The brakes in the back, it doesn't have disc brakes, so you don't have to worry about replacing them every once in a while. So overall, it's a pretty good scooter. Just a few things that if they could add or fix. Kickstand, I really want that. The latch, if they could fix it, that'd be great. My other concern was that when I do fold it and close the scooter, I'm not able to, because the handle is pretty long. Let me try to fold it for a minute, and then, okay. So here's the scooter folded. So the handle is longer than the scooter, as you can see, and it's not really adjustable. So often what you would want to do is roll it wheel, but as you try to do that, you'll see that first, so you can see I'm about to just scratch my wooden floor, so that's why I wanted a kickstand. But if you wanted to do that, this isn't locked in place. It's very dangerous and scary to be doing that in the on the metro. If you wanted to just roll it around, it's about as heavy as it could get for you to carry upstairs from a metro ride. So for men, I'm sure it's easier, and obviously for some women as well. But for me personally, I think it's too heavy and it makes me sweat as I'm trying to carry. So I really want to roll it around, but I wasn't able to do that comfortably without the tires just going haywire. So maybe if they could manufacture 2 trolley wheels to put on here in the front, and you can roll it around in those 2 wheels, or locking this in place so it doesn't rotate and you can just roll it on that big wheel. Either way would be fine, but those are some of the recommendations that I have for the scooter. If you are okay with the weight and you're fine with carrying it, and you don't really mind not having to trolley wheels at the bottom to roll it around, and you just need it for your commute to the metro less than 10 miles, I think this is a great option. If it wasn't for the weight and not having the ability to kickstand it, I would say this is perfect for me.